Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will be discussing about the one of the important topic, mucormycosis. As we all are aware about this fungal infections, which is making a big news in the healthcare institutions, and especially in the COVID-19 positive patients. I have just taken one review article so that you also come to know how to read a review article. So the mucormycosis in COVID-19, a systematic review of cases reported worldwide. So I'll just narrate about the important highlights of the article. As we all know that there were increasing cases of rhino-orbital mucormycosis in people with COVID-19 are being recently reported. You all are aware of this. So far, almost 101 cases of mucormycosis in patients with COVID-19 have been reported, of which 82 cases belong to India. This was little old article. After this, I think almost 8,000 cases were detected in all from the entire country. Diabetes was present in 80% of cases. So this is something which is very important risk factor for the having the mucormycosis. So the person who is having the diabetes is more prone for mucormycosis, while patients who are on the corticosteroids treatment were also shown to be high in number, like 76.3% of cases. The aims and objects of this meta-analysis was there are increasing case reports of rhino-orbital mucormycosis in people with coronavirus disease 2019. We all know about this disease now, and especially in India and Japan only. No other country have detected or reported any cases, but India and Japan has been. I mean, they were suffering from this outbreak. So diabetes mellitus is an independent risk factor for both severe COVID-19 and mucormycosis. So the present study systematic review aim was to conduct a systematic review of literature to find out the patient's characteristics having mucormycosis and COVID-19. What they have done is they have collected the electronic database through PubMed and Google Scholar from May 13, 2021, and they have used certain keywords. Generally, when you are going for any article, you need to have certain keywords to find out how many published data is there in the either Google or in the PubMed, and then they retrieved all the data, all the cases reports of the mucormycosis and COVID-19 and entire world, of course, and then they analyzed the patient's characteristics, associated comorbidities. Comorbidity is something like diabetes mellitus is a comorbidity in the COVID-19 patients. It will add to the severity of the disease. Any other infection can occur in these patients when they have the comorbidities. Of course, the location of mucormycosis, whether it is the rhino-orbital or it has involved the lower respiratory infections, whether the patient was on steroid or not, and what was the outcome of the patient. So this is the result of that meta-analysis. 101 cases of mucormycosis in people with COVID-19 have been reported. As I said, this was a very old article. Now latest, there are lot many cases added to this 101. We'll just take one example how to go about the review article and all that. Then 82 cases were reported from India and 19 from other parts of the world. If you look at the gender-wise cases, males have shown 78.9% of cases, and it is predominant gender which was affected due to the mucormycosis. Both in people who were active or recovered have shown the from the COVID-19 have shown the mucormycosis cases, and they have found out that diabetes mellitus was present in 80% of cases, which is a comorbidity for the mucormycosis, while concomitant diabetic ketoacidosis was present in 14.99%, very less as compared to the diabetes mellitus. And if you see the patient who have been prescribed corticosteroids, shown to be 76.3% of cases. Generally, mucormycosis involves nose and sinuses. that is almost 89%, followed by rhino-orbital 56.7%, and mortality was noted in 30.7 of the percent, which is quite high, very quite high. So they have concluded the study with an unholy trinity of diabetes, rampant use of corticosteroids, and a background of COVID-19 appears to increase the mucormycosis. So all efforts should be made to maintain the optimal glucose and only judicious use of corticosteroids in patients with the COVID-19. This is something which they have concluded. Of course, if there are comorbidities, this mucormycosis infection have been shown to be in the higher rate. So what they have used the keywords like mucormycosis, diabetes mellitus. So this is when you are searching any article, you need to put these keywords to find out the research articles which have been published in the literature. So you just have to 3, 4 or maximum 5 keywords, and which should be very specific to that article. So mucormycosis, diabetes mellitus, because it was found to be more in the diabetes mellitus, and of course those patients who were put on the corticosteroids, and those patients who have been known positive for the COVID-19, and then systemic review. We all know about the COVID-19 disease now. I am not going to narrate in detail about the COVID-19. It is caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2 type, and in these COVID-19 cases, these fungal infections have been noted. The main fungal pathogens which were noted were the Aspergillosis and Candida. These were the two fungal infections which were reported as a co-infection in the people with COVID-19, initial phase of the pandemic. And this mucormycosis has started in the second wave of the COVID-19 cases. So recently it has been started, and several cases of mucormycosis in people with COVID-19 have been increasingly reported worldwide, and particularly from the India. We have been notifying this disease in very large number. The primary reason for the mucormycosis appears to be the facilitating the mucorale spores. See, these mucors have the spores. I have shown you the last lecture when we were discussing about the aspergillosis and all that, Aspergillus niger, fumigatus. You might have seen those conidiophores, and then conidia are there. They get burst and they get released into the air, and those are responsible for inhalation, and then patient is already on the immunocompromised status. They inhale these spores and they get infected with the mucormycosis. And of course, use of the corticosteroids, then the diabetes mellitus were added fuel to that infection. We will see little about the history of the mucormycosis. It has been classified under phycomycosis or zygomycosis, and it was described in 1885 by Althoff, and later the term was coined as a mucormycosis by Baker in 1957, who was the American pathologist. And mucormycosis is an uncommon but a fatal fungal infection. You have seen almost 37% of mortality was associated with the mucormycosis, and generally they affects patients with the altered immunity, where the immune response is very low. As we all know that now, if the person is on corticosteroids or diabetes mellitus, it means that person is immunocompromised little bit. Mucormycosis is an angio-invasive disease caused by mold, and we all know mucor is a mold. They appear as a cottony, fluffy cottony growth, and the genus belongs to Rhizophus, mucor, Rhizomucor, Cunningamilla, and Apsidia of order Mucorales. All these families, they comes under the order Mucorales, and class Zygomycetes. If you look at the prevalence of mucormycosis in the worldwide, it is 0.005 to 1.7 per million population. So it was rare actually, but due to the what you can say immunocompromised status of these patients, they have been shown to be in the very high number of incidence was detected. Okay, we will not go much about the global scenario and about the epidemiology, because that is not our this thing, but Okay, how do you search this systematic literature, or if you want to go for an article to search for your references, what you do, you have to search with literature search with the Google Scholar or PubMed and type these words like COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, mucormycosis, zygomycosis. So these are the keywords which they have used to find out how many articles have been published about the mucormycosis. Okay, and then result I have already told you before this, I mean in the previous slide. Overall they have found out that 28 articles were found which have published the original cases from the database, PubMed database, and Google. From PubMed means it is a very authentic publications. Out of 28 they have got 24 from the PubMed this thing, and then Google Scholar only 4 articles they have got. I'm not going to go into this details. Let's see what was their discussion. Although mucormycosis is an extremely rare in healthy individuals, but see several immunocompromised conditions predisposed. So as we know that the person is immunocompromised, then only these mucormycosis infections occurs. This includes uncontrolled diabetes mellitus with or without ketoacidosis, then hematological and other malignancies. This is also one of the comorbidities. Organ transplantation, again in this patients have low immune status, prolonged neutropenia, immunosuppressive drugs or corticosteroids therapy. These are going to be the risk factors for having the mucormycosis. We'll skip this. I'll just wanted to show you. This is the okay. I think no, there is. Wait. Generally, when we are searching for the article, then you have to go for the Google Scholar or any other this thing. Okay, I'll just show you the images of mucormycosis. So this is again one of the image you can see here on your screen. Why I'm taking this, because you might get a SAQ in your examination. So this is the case from Ahmedabad. This was published in Times of India, mucormycosis mortality at 20%. Then you can see here, this is, I don't think this is I mean a clear picture for all of you, but you can see here affected part is the rhinoorbital area. So this is the main common location where the mucormycosis was there. I think, let's see if I could get the picture of mucor. I think I've shown you on that day in our previous lecture. You all know Wikipedia, we have information on the Wikipedia. See, this is the rhinoorbital, either they are affecting the eyes or they are affecting the nose. So why it is called as a, now probably you might have also heard about black fungus or yellow fungus or orange fungus, all these colors, because of the pigment they produce actually. When you expose these SDA, sabrodextrose agar, then they will produce that pigment. So mucormycosis is also known as the black fungus, which is a very serious infection, fungal infection, and that is found to be associated with the COVID-19 positive patients. It is spread through spores of molds. This is the picture which you can see. I think this is the picture only I have shown you when I was talking about the mycology in the last lecture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Of course, this is a fungal infection caused by fungi and order from mucorales. Then you can find these mucor anywhere. As I think last time I have also told you about that. You just keep a piece of bread in somewhere in your house where moisture is there. You will see after 3-4 days there is a blackening of that bread, and if you perform the LPCB mount, you will be able to see this is how the growth you can see on the bread, or you can also see on the SDA agar and all that. Okay, this is the histopathology. This is the LPCB mount. You can see here the sporangiophore and where the spores are there, and if they get burst, they will be inhaled by the person who is in contact. I think one of the reason, I am not sure about this, but that time when COVID-19 second wave was there, there was lot of what you can say is less supply of oxygen, and the industrial oxygen was supplied to the hospital. So probably one of the hypothesis that it might have got contaminated through that also. And second reason, which I feel as my hypothesis, that patient is put on the BiPAP for a long time, almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because the patient is suffering from the breathing difficulty. So that tubing might have got contaminated during handling, and because of the prolonged intubation. That could also be one of the reason. And of course the healthcare workers surrounding area could also be one of the reason for getting the mucormycosis. Okay, and treatment, you all might have heard about this. Amphotericin B was one of the drug of choice. So you can see here amphotericin B is an antifungal medication generally used for serious fungal infection. This is the only drug of choice. I mean, there are other drug of choice also, but this you can give intravenous also. So majority of the fungal infections you give or prescribe the amphotericin B. This is one of the antifungal medication which we give even in the case of the mucormycosis. Other treatment modality was surgery. There is no other option. If the person is infected with this, I mean the maxillofacial area is, if it is involved, then there are chances of even the oral maxillofacial surgeon working with the general surgeon while treating these performing the surgeries on these patients. So this was one of the best opportunity for the dental people also to work with the medical people in managing the COVID-19. See, this is the ribbon like hyphae which can begin at you can see here, this is, it is mold, it has a the hyphae like structure. Okay, you can see here all these are the hyphal structure, and this is the histopathology, and this is the LPCB mount of the mucor. So remember this. And SAQ, you can expect the SAQ actually, not LAQ of course, but looking at the current outbreak of mucormycosis in the entire country, in our country of course, so probably I feel that my instinct is saying that it could come as a short answer questions. Okay, I think this was all about what I wanted to convey you all.